Every man you meet is wearing a mask. This is not a cynical statement. It is a psychological truth. The mask is his persona, the carefully curated version of himself that he presents to the world in order to be seen as strong, competent, and desirable. It is the version of himself that has the right answers, that tells the charming stories, that speaks with a confident and measured voice. This is the man you meet on a first date. But beneath that mask, a completely different and far more honest story is being told. It is a story told not in words but in whispers of energy. It is a story told by his soul, and the profound anxiety of modern dating, the confusion that leaves so many women feeling lost and full of self-doubt, is the dissonance between the story his mask is telling and the story his soul is revealing. His mask may say, "I am serious about you," but his soul may be revealing a profound fear of commitment. His mask may say, "I am a good man," but his soul may be revealing a long history of unresolved wounds and a lack of accountability. We are taught to listen to the words, to engage with the mask. But what if you could learn to see past it? What if you could become fluent in the quiet, honest, and unfakeable language of the soul? This video is your guide to that language. We will not teach you to be a detective, looking for lies. We will teach you to be a wise observer, listening for truth. We will reveal 3 profound unspoken signs that act as a psychological truth serum, allowing you to see a man's true character and his true intentions with a clarity that will change the way you date forever. These 3 signs are revealed by observing his relationship with the 3 great dimensions of life: the past, the present, and the future. The first unspoken sign is a powerful and remarkably accurate predictor of a man's future behavior. It is found in the way he speaks about his past. A man's true intentions are not revealed in what has happened to him, but in the story he chooses to tell about it. This is the sign of accountability. When you are getting to know a man, the topic of past relationships will inevitably arise. And in this moment you must listen with the ears of a wise queen, not just the hopeful heart of a woman. You are not listening for the facts, you are listening for the framework. Is he the hero of his own story, or is he the victim? The man whose intentions are not pure, who is not yet ready for a healthy, mature partnership, will almost always speak of his past from the victim archetype. His past is a long and tragic tale of grievances. His ex-girlfriends were all crazy, needy, or unreasonable. His old bosses were all incompetent. His family never understood him. In the story of his life, he is the perpetual innocent protagonist, and the world is filled with villains who have wronged him. When you hear this narrative, you must understand the profound truth it is revealing. This is a man who has not yet done the courageous work of facing his own shadow. In the Jungian sense, he cannot own his own darkness, his own flaws, his own mistakes. And a man who cannot own his own shadow is psychologically incapable of taking true accountability. He must always find an external person to blame, an external screen upon which to project his own disowned failings. And if you enter into a relationship with this man, you must know with 100% certainty that one day you will be the next villain in his story. The moment a conflict arises, the moment you have a need that is inconvenient for him, he will unconsciously cast you in the same role as all the women who came before you. You will become the crazy one, the needy one, the unreasonable one. His story of the past is a direct and undeniable preview of your future with him. The man of substance, the man whose intentions are true, tells a different story. He speaks from the king archetype. The king is not a victim. He is the sovereign ruler of his own life, and that includes his own history. When he speaks of a past heartbreak, he does not cast his ex as the villain. He may acknowledge the pain, but he will also in some form take ownership of his part in the dynamic. He will speak of what he learned. He will demonstrate that he has transformed his old wounds into new wisdom. He has become an emotional alchemist. He will not say, "My ex was crazy." He will say something like, "We were both young and we made a lot of mistakes. I learned a great deal about the importance of communication from that relationship." He is not blaming, he is integrating. He is not a victim of his past, he is a student of it. This is the first unspoken sign. Listen to the story he tells. A man who is a perpetual victim in his own past will inevitably make you the villain of his future. But a man who has had the courage to be the accountable hero of his own journey is a man who is ready and able to be a true and honorable partner in yours. The second unspoken sign moves from his relationship with the past to his relationship with the present. It is a sign that cannot be faked with charming words or grand gestures. It is a sign that is revealed in the very quality of his energy when he is with you. This is the sign of presence. Our modern world is in the midst of a presence pandemic. We have become a culture of ghosts. We are physically in one place while our minds are 1,000 miles away, lost in the digital world of our phones or in the anxious internal chatter of our own thoughts. The man whose intentions are not serious or who is not capable of a deep connection will be a ghost at the table. This is the red flag. He is with you, but not with you. You will feel it as a subtle but constant drain on your own energy. His eyes may be looking at you, but they are not seeing you. They are scanning the room looking for the next, more interesting stimulation. He will have his phone on the table, a constant third party in your conversation. When you're speaking, he will give you the polite but empty the nod that is a sign of social courtesy, not of deep listening. His body is in the chair across from you, but his soul is somewhere else entirely. This is a man whose energy is scattered, whose mind is always in a state of doing, thinking, planning, analyzing. The man whose intentions are true, whose soul is beginning to recognize yours, will offer you the rarest and most valuable gift in the modern world, his undivided presence. This is the green flag. When he is with you, he is fully with you. His phone is not just turned over, it is out of sight. His eyes are not scanning the room, they are focused on you, not with an intense, predatory stare, but with a calm, curious, and receptive gaze. When you speak, he is not just waiting for his turn to talk. He is in a state of our stillness of unconscious focus. He is listening so deeply that his own body becomes still. And his questions are not generic, they are follow-up questions, proving that he has not just heard your words but has understood the meaning behind them. This is not just good manners, this is a profound psychological sign. In the Jungian sense, it is the sign of a man who has the capacity to move from the world of logos to the world of eros. Logos is the masculine principle of thinking, of doing, of analyzing. Eros is the feminine principle of relating, of feeling, of being. The man who is a ghost at the table is a man who is trapped in his logos. He is a human doing, not a human being. The man who can offer you his true presence is a man who is not afraid to enter the world of eros. He is not afraid to simply be with you, to connect with you, to relate to you soul to soul. This is the second unspoken sign. Do not be mesmerized by his charming words if they are spoken by a ghost. Look for the man who can offer you the sacred and simple gift of his stillness. A man who can be present with you is a man whose intentions are to truly know you. And a man who wants to truly know you is a man whose intentions are worthy of your trust. The third and final unspoken sign moves from his past and his present to the most telling dimension of all, his future. A man's true intentions are revealed not in the grand promises he makes about a future with you, but in the small, subtle, and unconscious ways he uses language when he speaks of the future for himself. This is the sign of inclusion. A man whose intentions are not serious, who sees you as a temporary part of his life, will speak of the future in the singular. He will use the language of I. Think of the future as a house that he is building in his mind. The man who is not committed will give you a tour of this house. He will say, I plan to travel to Japan next year. My goal is to buy a house in the country. I want to eventually start my own business. He may even invite you to be a guest in this future. He may offer you the beautiful but empty crumb of the vague future promise. We should go to Japan sometime. But notice the energy of this. It is a casual, non-committal fantasy. You are a potential guest in the house he is building for himself. The man whose intentions are true, whose soul has begun to see you as a permanent part of his world, will begin to speak differently. And this is the great unspoken sign. He will naturally, and without even realizing he is doing it, begin to use the word we. This is not the loud, performative we of a man who is trying to love bomb you. It is not the grand, premature we should get married. It is a quiet, subtle, and incredibly revealing shift in his language. You will be talking about a movie you both want to see, and he will say, "We have to go see that when it comes out." You will be looking at a map of a place you both find beautiful, and he will say, "The view from that mountain must be incredible. We should see it one day." He is no longer giving you a tour of the house he is building. He is unconsciously handing you a copy of the architectural blueprints and asking for your opinion. He has stopped building a house for I and has started designing a home for we. This is a profound tell from his unconscious mind. In the Jungian sense, this is a sign that his self, the deep organizing center of his psyche, has already accepted you as a part of his own journey toward wholeness. His soul has moved you from the category of a temporary other into the permanent category of partner. His conscious mind, his ego, may not have even caught up yet. He may not have had the define the relationship talk, but his soul has already made its decision. And that decision is leaking out through the subtle but undeniable shift in his pronouns. This is the third sign. Stop listening for the grand promises of a future he plans to have with you. Start listening for the small unconscious and beautifully revealing moments when he starts to talk about a future that is, simply and naturally, ours. That small word, we, is not just a pronoun, it is a confession from his soul. We began this journey by acknowledging the mask of a man's conscious performance and the frustrating confusion it can create. We sought to learn the secret, unspoken language of his soul, to find a more reliable way to understand his true intentions. We have now learned the three great unspoken signs that reveal the truth. First, the sign of accountability, revealed in how he speaks of his past. Does he speak as the victim or as the hero who has learned from his journey? Second, the sign of presence, revealed in how he occupies the present. Is he a scattered ghost at the table or a calm, anchored and fully present partner? And third, the sign of inclusion, revealed in how he envisions the future. Does he speak of a future of I, or has his soul already unconsciously begun to speak in the language of we? These three signs, taken together, are your truth serum. They are your compass. But here, we arrive at the final and most important reframe. These signs are not a test that you must actively and anxiously administer. They are truths that are being constantly and freely offered to you in every moment. You do not need to interrogate a man about his intentions. His soul is revealing them to you constantly and without fail. Your greatest power, therefore, is not in your questions. It is not in the talk. It is in your quiet, wise, and patient observation. It is the art of learning to be a reader, not of his words, but of his soul. You must learn to watch more than you ask. You must learn to listen to the silence more than the noise. You must learn to trust the story his energy is telling you over the story his mouth is telling you. Become a quiet observer. Become a woman who is so grounded in her own center that she can watch the play of another's character unfold without needing to direct the scene. Do this, and you will be freed from the anxiety of uncertainty. The truth of a man's soul, the truth of his intentions, will always inevitably reveal itself to a woman who has the wisdom to simply and silently watch